Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our pdfDocs Training Tuesday webinar. As most of you already know, my name is Sarah, and I'm an account manager here at Docs Corp. Joining me this morning is our sales engineer, Garlo, who will take you through the demo, and Mike McKell, who is our Latira sales director. You can submit questions throughout the session using the buttons in your GoToWebinar panel. If there is time, we'll have a look at these questions at the end of the webinar. If not, Garlo will be sure to get back to you via email with an answer. As always, this webinar will be recorded and a link sent to you after the session. So if you don't have enough time to take notes, don't worry, and please feel free to share the recording with your other users. In today's session, we'll be taking you through PDF editing, including redaction, annotations, OCR, and security, the best way to organize documents and pages into a PDF bundle, how you can use the PDF printer to quickly create PDFs, and we'll have a look at splitting and compressing PDFs, the e-learning program, and more. Before we get stuck into today's demo, you might have already seen the news or on LinkedIn, or have noticed the new logo on the top right corner of these slides. Docs Corp has recently been acquired by Latira. These two companies merging is an exciting opportunity to offer you an expanded suite of products which can help you with your day-to-day document productivity. Now I'll hand over to Garlo so we can get started on the pdfDocs demo. Over to you, Garlo.
Thank you, Sarah. Okay, so today we'll be taking a look at pdfDocs, but we will be focusing in single document mode and the organizing mode. pdfDocs, as you may all know, has a third mode, which is the binder mode, but we won't be covering that mode in today's session. So, single document mode is the mode that would allow you to work with one document. Maybe you just want to apply annotations to the document, review it, or redaction text in the document. The organizing mode is a mode that would allow you to collate multiple documents together. That could be from different sources like your DMS or your computer. With this mode, you will have the ability to shuffle documents around so you can organize them in a nice order before you collate them all in a single PDF document. So let's start with single document mode. There are many different ways that you can upload documents into pdfDocs. You can open a document by simply right-clicking on it and selecting the Open in pdfDocs option, or you can simply drag and drop the document into the pdfDocs icon on your desktop. So let me start by giving you a quick introduction on the user interface of our software. On the left-hand side, we will have a Pages pane and a navigation pane that will allow us to look for words in the document, for patterns, and we can also review our bookmarks. We, of course, have our standard ribbon at the top with our Home, Review, Edit, Protect, and View tabs. So what I'm going to do with this document is I'm going to edit it, I'm going to review it, and I'm going to save this document for someone else to have a look at it later. For that, I'm going to go to my Review ribbon because that is what I want to do with this document. Here is where I have all my annotation tools. From here, I can highlight text in my document, I can underline text, and I can also strike through text in my document. Of course, if I want to change the highlight color, I can do that using the Format ribbon at the top. For comments, in pdfDocs, we have many different types of comments that we can use. We have our regular comments here. These are like sticky notes that you can shuffle around the document and put them wherever you need to. We have our text comments and our text box comments. Like we did with highlight, underline, and strike through, we can use the Format ribbon at the top to change the color of our comments. If we want to add a comment directly into the text itself, we can use the Add Note to replace text and Add Note text comments. Before I continue, I want to point out here that now that I have added a few comments into my document, if I want to have a look at them in a list, I can use the comments pane on the right-hand side. All right, so this comments pane comes in handy when you're reviewing, for example, a very large document that has hundreds of pages and you want to go through each of the comments in that document. You can use this comments pane to do that. Great. So after I'm finished editing my document, the only thing that is left for me to do is to sign this document to say that I have reviewed it. And to do that, we will go to our review ribbon at the top. But this time we will use our stamps tool. The software will come with some stamps already that you can use, like your regular stamps, approve, not approve, you sign here stamps, your dynamic stamps. If you want to add a signature into the document, you will need to create a custom stamp. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll go to custom stamp, create a new stamp. And here you will have the option to upload an image of your signature. So I'm gonna go ahead and look for an image of my signature. And then I can resize it if I need to. Click OK, and I can simply put it in my document, just like that. If I need to add my signature into every single page of my document, I don't have to do it one page at a time. I can simply come into my document, right click on my signature and select the apply to pages option, and then apply to all pages. And what this will do is it will apply my signature into all the pages of my document, as you can see here. All right, so now that I'm finished working with this document, I simply want to save it back to my computer using the Save As button under the Home ribbon. And now I can see, I will need to give it a location where I want to save this document. In this case, I will save it back into my desktop and I will call it final. I will just call it final document. Click Save. And now if I close pdfDocs and I go back to my desktop, I can see that I have my document there. So let's go ahead and have a look at this document. So we can see that now the document has all of our annotations. It's got our comments. It's got my signature there. So our document is all ready to go. The reason why I have opened this document using Adobe Reader is because I want to show you that you don't always have to use pdfDocs to view documents that you have created using pdfDocs. This document is now a PDF, and therefore it can be opened by any PDF viewer. Okay, so now that we have that clear, let's close this down and let's move into a different workflow. I'm gonna go ahead and open the document that I have been working with again, but let's say that I need to add a cover page. All right, so there are many ways that you can add a page into your document using pdfDocs, but the easiest way is just to simply drag and drop your cover page into the document just like that. Okay, and as you can see here, I already have my cover page inside pdfDocs. Of course, I don't want to have my cover page as the last page of my document. I want to have it as the first page of my document, so I simply select it, I drag and drop it and put it as the first page of my document. Great, so let's now talk about redaction. So what do you do if you want to protect sensitive information in your document? All right, there are many different ways that you can apply redaction using our software. For that, you have to go to the Protect ribbon, and here in the Redact section, you will have all of our redaction tools. So let's go ahead and use the Mark Area tool. I will select to redact this section, and I will select to redact this section. You might be asking yourself, why am I seeing these red rectangles around the sections that I have selected to redact? This is because redaction is a two-step process in pdfDocs. I might save this document as it is now, send it to Sarah and ask Sarah, hey Sarah, are you okay with me redacting these two sections in my document? If she comes back to me and says, look, yes, I'm happy with you redacting the first section, but I want to keep the second section, I can just come back to my document, right click on that second section, and I delete it just like that. And once I'm ready to redact this section in my document, I simply select apply. pdfDocs will prompt me again to double check if this is in fact the section that I want to redact. The reason why pdfDocs is prompting you again is because once you apply redaction using our software, it cannot be undone. What we are basically doing, we are removing the text layer of the document. So once it's removed, you cannot put it back in the document, okay? So I'll click yes, and just like that, I have redacted that section in my document. So now that we have gone through the Mark Area tool, let's look at the other redaction options that we have in pdfDocs. So we have this Mark Pages tool that we can use to redact whole pages in a document, but we also have this search tool. What this search tool will allow us to do is to look for words in the document that we want to redact. So let's say I want to redact all the words listed in my document. I simply type it on my search box, and all those words will come up on my list. And I can simply select the ones that I want to redact, mark tick results. That will apply the first step of reduction. As you can see here, it has put those red rectangles around those 3 words. Once I'm sure that I want to redact these words, I simply go ahead and select apply. Yes, and just like that, I was able to redact those words in my document. Okay, we can do the same thing for patterns. So let's say we have, tax file numbers, we have credit card numbers, phone numbers, but we don't want them there. So let's go ahead and, for example, in this case, I don't want to have any email addresses in this document. I will select email addresses, and pdfDocs will pick up the 2 email addresses that I have in my cover page. If I don't want them there, I simply select tick all, mark tick results. Again, this will apply the first step of reduction. Once I'm ready to redact those email addresses, I'll go ahead and select apply, yes, and just like that, I was able to redact those email addresses in my document. So my document is ready now. I can email it out if I want to, but because I am very concerned about security, and we know that security is a big thing nowadays, especially when you're emailing documents outside of your organization. pdfDocs give you the ability to add an extra layer of security into your documents. All the security tools will be under the Protect ribbon, and here we have our security options. From here, you have the option to apply different levels of encryption into your document. You can add a password for an extra layer of security, and you have the option to restrict the editing and printing of your document. Okay? In this case, I will just select cancel, and now my document is ready to go. If I want to email it out, since we have a direct integration with Outlook, I can simply use the email option under the home ribbon. I will change the attachment name here, and I will call it final document, and I will select send as attachment, and what will happen is I will get a new email message with that document as an attachment. So I can simply put the recipients, add some text in my email, and send this document on its way. Okay, so let me close this down, and let me talk to you about a feature that has become very popular in the past few years, which is the ability to OCR documents using pdfDocs. So let's go ahead and open this document in pdfDocs. What we have here is an image-based document, non-text searchable document. What this means is if I go to my navigation pane and I try to look, for example, for the word investor, nothing will come up on my list because, as I said, this is a non-text searchable image-based document. But with pdfDocs, you can turn this non-text searchable document into a fully text searchable document using our OCR tool. And to do that, you will go to the edit ribbon, and here you have your OCR tool. We have a few recognition templates that come with the software. These are fully customizable. In this case, I will just use the PDF maximum quality recognition template, and I will apply OCR into all the pages of this document. And as you can see here from the status bar at the bottom, the process has started, and it just takes a couple of seconds to be completed. Now that the document is OCR, I can go ahead and look for that same word investor, and let's see what happens. As you can see now, all those words have come up on my list. All right, so I can navigate through the document using these entries here. All right, but I still have these gray lines in my document from when the document was scanned. I don't want to have them there. They don't look good in this document. I can get rid of those lines using something called white reduction. Let me show you what I mean. So if I go to my Protect ribbon and I select the Mark Area tool, I select this section here, and I change the fill color to white, and I select the Mark Area tool again, go ahead and select this line here, and I change the fill color to white again, select apply, yes. Just like that, we have converted a SKU scan document into a fully text searchable DSQ document that we can send out if we need to now. All right, but you might want to be able to make some changes into this document, into these PDF documents. For example, you might want to be able to add text, remove text, change the title of this document. You can do all that by exporting this document into Word. All right, so let me show you how to do that using pdfDocs. So we go to the home ribbon, and here we have our export to option. If I select to export this document to Word, and I select create Word document, what will happen now is pdfDocs will grab that document, will convert it into a fully functional Word document. It will open up Word for me, and I will be able to make any changes that I need to make into this document. As you can see now, Word is opening, and now I have my document here. So from here, I can just delete text. I can add text if I need to. If I want to convert this document back into PDF, since we have a direct integration with Office, once you install PDF Docs in your computer, you will have this docs code ribbon inside Word. And from here, you have the option to open this document back into PDF Docs and convert it into a PDF. You can import it into a project. If you're working with an organizer project, you can email it as PDF or save this document as a PDF as well. Okay, so that's all what I have for single document mode. Let's now move into the organizer mode. As I mentioned before, this mode is a mode that would allow you to bring multiple PDFs together so that you can work with them from one single platform. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and upload some documents into an organizer project. I'm going to grab my Word documents, and I'm going to right click and select the import into project option. What this will do is it will upload my documents into PDF Docs, but this time it will upload it into an organizer project. As we can see here in the top right corner, it says organizer project. Okay. There are many different ways that you can upload documents into your organizer project. You can, as you saw, you can select the documents, right click and select import into project. You can simply, you can also drag and drop documents inside your organizer project. As you can see here, I'm dragging and dropping my PDFs. But before I add this large document here, I want to be able to compress this document, because I don't want to end up with a huge file after I collate all these documents into one single PDF. Let's go ahead and have a look at the properties of this document. Yeah, so this document looks like it's a quite large file. It's 454 kilobytes. But with PDF Docs, we have the ability to compress this document to make sure that it's easy for us to handle this document. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to open this document in PDF Docs, and I will show you how we can compress this document. So if we go to the edit ribbon, here we have our optimized PDF option. If I select the send to project option, what will happen is PDF Docs will take me into this screen, and here I will select where I want to send the compressed document. Since I already have an organizer project open, I want to send my compressed document into the organizer project that I have currently open. I will select it, and what will happen is PDF Docs will grab that document, it will compress it for me, as you can see here from the status bar. Once it's ready, it will close this PDF Docs window, and it will upload it into my currently open organizer project, as you can see here. So now my document is 25 kilobytes rather than the 454 kilobytes. So we're able to compress this document just with a few clicks. Okay, so let's now talk about Excel. We know that Excel is a very difficult application. Printing an Excel file is always a challenge, and it's all about printing errors. But with PDF Docs, you have the ability to use the PDF Docs code printer. So let me show you what I mean. If I go back into my desktop and I open this Excel spreadsheet, let's say that I want to print just this table here as a PDF. I can simply do that by selecting it, going to File, Print, and here I will have my docs called PDF print. You will have your other printers as well, but we will use this one. And I will select Print Selection, Print, and what this will do is it will grab that Excel spreadsheet, print that section as PDF, and it will upload it into my currently open organizer project, as you can see here. All right, so now that I have all my documents inside the organizer project, I can easily work with them. I can shuffle the documents around to put them in the correct order if I need to. I can do the same thing for the pages. I can shuffle pages around. The organizer project will give you the ability to work with multiple documents at the same time, as I said before. Okay. And the user interface, as you can see, is very similar to the one of single document mode. The main difference is that you will have this section here with the list of all the documents that you are currently working with. The organizer mode has another feature as well that is widely used within by our customers, which is the ability to split documents. To split documents, you will have to go to the home ribbon, and here in the documents section, you will have our split option. If you select it, if you select that option, you will be able to split the documents that you currently have in your organizer project from a certain page by in chunks of 5, 10, 20 pages. You can split the document by size in megabytes, or you can split the document by top level bookmark. In this case, I will split the document in chunks of 2 pages just to show you how this split function works. So as you can see here now, pdfDocs has split my document in chunks of 2 pages. All right. Well, that's all what I have for today. But before I let you go, let me quickly show you our pdfDocs e-learning system. To access our e-learning system, you will have to go to the top right corner. Here you will have a question mark, and here is our e-learning system. So what we have here are short videos that will take you through the different workflows that you can do with pdfDocs. All right. I know this was a very quick training session, but we managed to cover most of the relevant features in single document mode and the organizer mode. We know now that we can use single document mode to work with a single document. Maybe you just want to add extra pages into a document, apply a few annotations here and there, apply page numbering, apply a few stamps. You use single document mode for that. And if you want to work with multiple documents at the same time, that's when you use the organizer mode. Since we didn't have time today to go through your questions, I will be answering them directly via email after this webinar. All right. Thank you everyone for your attention. Now back to you, Sarah.
Great job. Thank you, Galo. And that's it for today. Once again, thanks everyone for your patience this morning. With working from home and new platforms, it did take us a little bit longer than usual to get going, but we got there in the end. Hopefully you still got a lot out of the session and have a better understanding of how pdfDocs can help you quickly and easily edit your documents. As Galo said, he will be in touch via email with any questions as we didn't get time to get to them today. If you'd like more info on the changes with Latira and DocsCorp and new ways we can help you, please reach out to your account manager or check us out at latira.com. Once you leave the webinar, you'll receive a survey on the presentation. We would appreciate if you'd complete that and provide your feedback. You'll also receive a follow-up email with a link to view a recording of today's webinar. I wanted to give an extra big thank you today, as this will be my last Training Tuesday session for a little while. I'm headed off on maternity leave next month, but I'm definitely looking forward to returning and doing more webinars and more events with you all. On behalf of DocsCorp, Latira, Galo, and Mike, thank you for joining us. As always, stay safe, especially those of you in lockdown at the moment. Stay connected and enjoy the rest of your day.